They are pretty comfortable where they are. The economy is still growing. Solid was the word that the Fed used. They do expect inflation and unemployment to rise, all as a result of the president's policies, but they don't have enough data yet. So over and over and over again, Jay Powell said, with our forecasts, nobody has any conviction on these. But because rates are not holding back the economy badly right now, they're okay with it.
Yep. It's interesting because whenever he made that comment, when I was talking with money managers, they thought that, well, maybe the Fed wouldn't be as open when we were talking about those median dot plots to 2 cuts this year. But then, of course, Chris Waller this morning was speaking that potentially we could see cuts as soon as July. Obviously, a close ally to Powell and a hawk. So how do you view his comments? How do you read through this?
Chris has been a dove for most of this last year. He's been talking about rate cuts much more than any other Fed governor, and I think basically he's doing what they call the good news scenario, that we can cut rates if we don't have an inflation problem. July, he was asked about July, and it seems a little, I would say it's impossible because the Fed doesn't have enough information right now. And Jay Powell said it'd probably be the fall before they get enough information to make any kind of decision one way or another. But Chris is also a potential candidate for Fed chair, so that his comments may have gone down well at the White House. He did say in his opening sentence, he says, well, this is what I think, but it may not be what the rest of the committee thinks.
Does Fed Chairman Jerome Powell have any reason to fear for his job at this moment, job security?
No, I don't think so. The Supreme Court basically said that the Fed is a different kind of agency, and it didn't go so far as to say the president could not fire him. But the way they left it, it was clear that there would be a legal fight if he tried. So I think what you're going to see is continued efforts by the president to influence the Fed by tweeting or talking to the press, as he did on Wednesday. But you'll also see the Fed continue to ignore him and Powell continue to ignore him. So this will just be noise in the background until Powell's term is over in May of next year.
So we do on the calendar, it looks like Powell's supposed to deliver semi-annual policy remarks on Capitol Hill on the 24th. Usually that's more of the politics side, less so when they're kind of digging into when it comes to monetary policy. But what do you expect to hear from him after we just heard from him?
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. Is it's like watching a rerun here. He will, on the economy, basically say the same things he said to the press conference, and that the Fed said in its statement, that the economy is okay, inflation is still a little bit elevated, but going in the right direction, yada, 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 and we don't have enough information to make a decision. The politics part will come up because it always does. He speaks to the House Financial Services Committee on Tuesday and then Wednesday to the Senate Banking Committee. And they'll be asking him, I'm sure, about the big, beautiful bill and what it's going to do for the economy. And he will do his best to stay out of it, say that's not our lane. You do what you're going to do, and we will just react to it and do monetary policy based on the economy you create.